Hi everyone, it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's time for another double feature Friday, and this week I'm talking about two film adaptations of Thomas Harris's novel Red Dragon, and those films are Manhunter and Red Dragon. Okay, let's get into it. It's really humid today, so I am sweating up a storm and my glasses are getting really foggy, so don't mind me if I start looking crazy. I'm gonna start off with Manhunter first. Manhunter was directed by Michael Mann, who is one of my favorite directors. If you haven't seen The Keep, it's a hard to find movie. I guess Michael Mann has tried to bury it, but that is a fantastic film. I watched it a while ago and it has really stuck with me. I also love Miami Vice. I think Michael Mann has such a great aesthetic. Like, Manhunter looks so beautiful, and I found, especially when watching both these films, I've seen them both before, but I never watched them back to back. But seeing them back to back just really sort of cemented in my mind like what an auteur Michael Mann is. He just has this aesthetic that he goes so hard on, and I really like it, especially his films in the 80s. So Manhunter came out in 86. It stars Will Peterson, Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter. It's hard to kind of judge his performance because I do feel like now Hannibal Lecter is strongly tied to Anthony Hopkins. But Manhunter versus Red Dragon, now, I normally don't compare films, but because they're both working with the same source material. Red Dragon has so many scenes and lines that are exactly the same as Manhunter. Well, I enjoy Manhunter. I think it's a better film, but also I like the portrayal of the characters. The realism of Manhunter, I think, serves the story so well, and it makes it actually seem a lot scarier. But then Red Dragon really went like this supernatural route, where I feel like even Hannibal Lecter feels like he's not really a real person, that he almost has supernatural abilities. And I would say the same thing about Ralph Fiennes' performance, and even I guess just the writing, like where they took the character of the Tooth Fairy in Red Dragon versus Manhunter. Manhunter feels like a very threatening, very real serial killer who is a very terrifying human being with maybe some mental illness, but also he just sees himself as this person who is, through his actions, he's either trying to become more godlike, or he's just trying to gain love and admiration from people, and he thinks this is the best or only way he can do it. Whereas Red Dragon feels more supernaturally driven. Him talking to the painting of the Red Dragon, even like the tattoo on his back, I don't know, is he trying to become this Red Dragon, like mythical being? I just found that Ralph Fiennes also is too hunky. I'm sorry. And I know they kind of do write that into the story, but I don't like it. He doesn't feel like a realistic portrayal of a serial killer. And whatever, maybe they're not going for realism, but I just liked Manhunter, how it does feel more real. Also Manhunter, all the sets, everything is the production design is so stylized. Every house you go to, like, I don't believe that some of these houses are where they say they are. They all look like they're in Miami. Everything, all the architecture is like this really modern 80s, bold. Even the first bedroom that they show of like the first family that was murdered, it's like this lavish bedroom with the bed is like up on a platform, and everything just feels very stylized, and the look of it is so good. Even the killer's house, which I think is supposed to be kind of run down or dumpy, it's like looks so good, and he has like the coolest furniture, and it's just like you can tell that this is Michael Mann 100%. The music was so good. I felt like it really played into the action of the film, and it's just so well done and well acted. So Red Dragon is has a great cast. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman plays Freddie Lounds. I love Emily Watson as Reba, the blind character. I also love Joan Allen as Reba. Like I feel like both those women did such a good job. Red Dragon maybe does a bit better in like the Reba character development department, where they sort of, I love seeing her sort of like go through and live her life as this visually impaired person. I don't know how accurate it is, but I like the little details of like cutting the pie and counting the steps. But I do think, and I do like that there is more character development, but in the end, I don't think that it really helped the movie at all. I think that the subtlety of the Joan Allen Reba character was enough. And then also it felt like a really real threat at the end when he is going to kill her, versus Red Dragon, where I don't like the ending of that film. I liked it better. Manhunter, where, you know, he is gonna murder this innocent woman and the police come in and there's like the face-off shootout, oh, I don't know, whatever. And Will Graham is injured and cops are getting killed and Frances Dollarhide is really taking this stance against the police. I felt like a more tangible threat, and I felt more like there was more heightened suspense. The suspense was there. I felt worried for the character of Reba. I didn't want her to get murdered. Then in Red Dragon, you have this final scene where he is with the character of Reba. He's gonna kill her. She's begging him not to. And I did like that scene of her like just looking so scared and so innocent and like, why would you kill this poor woman? But the thing is, I don't like it that Red Dragon has to end at Will Graham's house. It has to be like this stinger or like second ending of like, okay, you think this guy is dead. Surprise, twist, he's not actually. That wasn't his body that was found in the burning house. And then he shows up at Will Graham's house, and then you have just like a one-on-one fight to the death. These two movies are kind of like a perfect example of where filmmaking and how storytelling used to be, in my opinion, a lot better. Red Dragon is still part of this current trend of storytelling and movies where everything has to be spelled out. And I feel like the audience is always treated like we're really just a bunch of dum-dums. Manhunter doesn't spell everything out for you. It leaves some stuff to your imagination. It leaves some stuff open-ended. I thought it also did a better job of incorporating the son character. There was a nice little exposition scene where Will Graham's telling his son what's going on, and I really like that. Whereas Red Dragon, it felt like the son was like a total afterthought, and he was only there for the final scene of like Will Graham being able to belittle him in the way that Frances Dollarhide used to be belittled by his grandma, so you could have this whole tie-in. I didn't like that. I also didn't like that even after this ending, after Frances Dollarhide gets shot and killed in the hallway, then we still have to go to another scene to set up the Hannibal Lecter and Clarice character, so you know, audience, this is a prequel to Silence of the Lambs. I don't like that. I think it's kind of unnecessary. It feels just very much like a current, like a contemporary trend of like having to tie everything in to everything else and make this like franchise. Now we can keep building off and making more of these films. Yeah, I'm just not into it. Red Dragon was actually a better watching experience than I thought. I was not sure if it would hold up. I was not sure if I would still like it. This was a film that I liked a lot. I kind of did get really into like watching all the Hannibal stuff and even the TV series and things like that. It was really fun to watch Manhunter and Red Dragon back to back. I didn't find as many issues with Red Dragon as I thought I would, even though I feel like I've kind of like shit on it in this video. I think that's it for me for this week. Thanks for watching this video. Have you seen Manhunter or Red Dragon? What are your thoughts and feelings? Do you like Red Dragon better than Manhunter? Let me know if you do or why in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.